YouTube, what's happening? It's your boy Penny. Let's one checking in real quick. Hope y'all enjoyed that last video. First time pulling mini skirt out since the heads and cam swap. It was a success. However, it was almost a failure with the throttle cable situation. So I still need to put that stop on so that I can have throttle. Because right now I'm getting ready to pull the car out of the garage. I'll pull it in the driveway, probably in the street, back and forth a few times. I'm trying to get the suspension to settle since I put the wheels on it. And before I make any adjustments to my coilover. So we'll try to get that to settle so that I can then go and adjust the height so I can set the back down. I'm not going for the squat look. Obviously you guys have pointed that out already. The wheels are not tucked. That was by design. That's how I ordered them. I wanted them to be flush. And by flush, this is what I mean. So they're not completely tucked, but they're not poking either. But because of the way I have them, if I drop it too far, it will hit this lip. It will, because this flange, it rolls over. So worst case scenario, depending on how far I drop it, I've got 2 inches where it's at now. So I can go maybe 1.25 inches. We'll see. And if I can get away with that, good. If not, worst case scenario, like I said, I may have to roll this lip. If I have to, that's fine. That was part of the plan. I just didn't want it tucked. I didn't want to do a frame notch. I didn't want to do a tub or mini tub. So, like I say, drop it or tucking it, squatting it, that's a good look, but not my style. So I like mine to be a little bit more wider, you know, bulky in the back, the wide wheelbase. But anyway, so let me get this garage door open. I'll pull the car out a couple times. Like I say, let the suspension settle. Right now I've got the coilover set on full soft. So that way when I do pull it out, see it's how easy it is to push. So that way when I am moving it in and out, hopefully the suspension settles. So that way I can go ahead and adjust the ride height, and then I'll get the shocks dialed back in as far as my ride. I had them on semi-firm, not hard, but I think I had these. I think these coilovers have like 16 clicks or 18 clicks. I've only got the single adjustable. There was no need for me to have double. Unless you're racing, you don't really need that. You really don't need these at all. But you know, if you have any intentions, of racing, double adjustables is probably what most people go with. But if you have any intentions of putting wheels on your car, big wheels, by big wheels, let's say anything bigger than an 18 or probably a 20, right? 22s and the 26s, 4s, 8s. If you have any plans of doing that, but you don't have the wheels yet, go ahead and get coilovers. Because if you put drop springs on it, say if you drop it 2 inches and then you get 28s, well, that 2 inches may make a difference on the 28. It may not make a difference on the 20 or 22, but it will make a difference on the 28. It may. So if you're doing the suspension and everything, you might as well just go ahead and get the coilovers. That way you'll have that adjustability. And you can put any size wheel on it that you want. You know, that'll fit basically. But if you put a 3-inch or a 4-inch drop spring and you got your thing slammed, and then you go buy some big wheels, now you got to take the suspension back off, put the regular springs back on it, or put coilovers on it at that time. So just get the coilovers now. I know a lot of people saying you don't need QA1s, you don't need this. It ain't about what you think people need. It's being practical. If you know your vision for your build, plan ahead. And that's exactly what I did. I put those coilovers on like 3 years ago, and I'm just not getting the wheels. I knew I was going to get wheels, but I didn't know what size. That's why I went with coilovers. If I knew I was only going to run these 17s, didn't need coilovers. I could have just put the drop springs and been done with it. So, because QA1 does sell a shock that has the adjustable knob, but it's a regular stock replacement shock. So you can just run drop springs with a stock replacement shock with the adjustability, and it's not a coilover technically in the rear, because the front is coilover anyway. Y'all get what I'm saying. But anyway, let me pull this car out so we can get started. All right, so we should have throttle. So let's check it. See if we got full throttle. This is full to the floor. Let's see if it's all the way open. Release, all the way released. Full to the floor, released. Full to the floor, released. All right, let's check it, and then we're gonna bag this boy up, or this girl. Mini skirt. Okay, before I move it out, let me show y'all something. Either this garage is not level, or I guess sometimes the G-bodies are just not level on both sides. So on this side, just the driver's side, from the ground to the bottom is 29 and a half. Now on the other side, let's go on the other side. Let me let the garage up. Wait, do I got the key? I do. On this side, I believe it's like a 1/2 inch difference. That was what, 29 and a half? This one, yeah, this one is, actually it's an inch different. It's 30 and a half. Damn. Okay, so I've got them set on the soft. So let me bag it up. Yeah, it's 29, yeah, it's about 1 inch off. So, and when I measured the coilovers under the car, hold on. When I measured the coilovers under the car, I measured from the bottom of the lock ring to the bottom of the threads on the shock. They're both at 3 inches. So I guess it's the car. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower it down to the distance goes from 3 inches to 2. I'm gonna do it on both sides to see how that goes. If not, then I'll make the adjustment for 1 inch difference on that side versus this side. But right now I'm just gonna bag it up in the driveway, pull in, just move it, just get it settled. I'll pull it back in here and measure it again before I make my adjustments. All right, so we'll go ahead and bag it up, pull it in, bag it up a couple times. It's trying to fix it. Bro, these, I wonder if it's because I got it on full soft. Because before I couldn't do a burnout, but I had those sticky tires. But I had it on kind of firm. Oh yeah, this bitch should turn. It should settle by now. I'm spinning tires in the damn driveway. Let me pull it in real quick and measure it. Let me pull that jack out the way too. Where my goddamn where my wheel chalk here? I almost run into my damn workbench. Hold on. I moved that motherfucker. Damn, I'm glad I turned the I'm glad I stopped. I was about to run into the workbench. Hold on, I'm gonna cut y'all on a minute. Alright, y'all. I'm peg legging still, but I was able to do a burnout. I wasn't even trying to do it, to be honest with you, but it's on, the shock's on full soft, and I was just trying to accelerate into the driveway or into the garage, and the peg leg spent and left a little skid mark on the driveway. But I was trying to figure out why I couldn't do it with my 17-inch wheels, but those tires are super sticky, and I had the shocks on semi-firm, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was the other way around. But anyway, so let me jump under here. Let me crawl under here now and try to adjust the height real quick. I'm gonna see if I can set y'all up. I got my ground tripod on here. See if I can set y'all up like that. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, well, I'll do the first one live and then I'll just time lapse the rest because I'm running out of memory on this card. All right, so we'll do this first one real quick while I still got some daylight. And I got like 4 minutes left on this memory card. So I barely got it up off the ground because the wheels are so tall now. This my jack stands ain't that tall. But I got, you can see that it's loose. As far as I'll be able to twist it. So now first let me get it, let me unlock it. If I remember how I'm supposed to do this. I haven't done this in a minute. And I don't have the whatever you call these spanner wrenches with the handle, so I have to use ratchet. And I don't have any what do you call those? Breaker bars that's small enough for this. Because you really don't need a ratchet, you need a breaker bar. So that just don't keep spinning. But let's see if we can't get some action here. Just need to unlock it first and then I can start twisting it. And of course the ratchets don't want to act right. Matter of fact, let me do it without the ratchets first. I think that's how I did it last time. All you gotta do is get the top one, hold it, and then you want to spin the bottom one counterclockwise and it should break it free if I got enough leverage. Yep, okay. So as you can see the bottom one. So my goal, like I said, is to get, when I measured it as it is, from the bottom of this lip to the bottom of these threads, right where the black parts start, that's 3 inches. Let me get my tape measure, so I'm gonna move it down. I'm gonna close that gap to 2 inches. So let's see. I'll show y'all. So right now, see it's at 3 inches. So I'm gonna move this down until this one is at 3 inches. I'm not worried about the top one right now. And I'll measure from here because that's how I did it when I set it up. And this thing is magnetic, I forget. So really I can just, well no, these are aluminum. But let me move it down. It might be too far. No, it's good. We're finna find out. I said 2 inches, that's gonna be a lot. It may be too low for the spring. You might not even have any preload. That's a 1/2 inch right there. That's 2.5. Yeah, let me see, cause let me see if I can spin the. See if I can spin. Yeah, I can spin it. All right. So we can move this down. I don't know if y'all can see that. So it's coming down. Yeah, still got some preload on it. Oh, we good. I'm gonna try to get it to 2 inches and then snug it back up. Roughly 2 inches. I might have to start trapping off the phone because this memory card is about to be shot. Oh yeah, we got plenty. I don't know why I raise it up so much. All right, let's give it a, so we're at 2.5. I guess I can try a 1/2 inch first to see. 1/2 inch of this may equal an inch of drop. So we'll do that. I ain't gonna lock it yet, but see it's still got some preload on it. Another 1/2 inch and it won't have any preload. It'll be slopping around. So, all right, let me time lapse the other side and then I'm gonna let the car down. Half inch equals 1/4 inch. So I dropped it a 1/2 inch on the thing and it moved this a 1/4 inch. It was at 29.5. Now it's at 29.25. The other side was at 30. All right, I think the camera had cut out. Not the battery, but the memory card got full. So I went and picked up another memory card. So I've been driving it in and out of the driveway. So let's measure it now. And I think I'm gonna drop it a little bit more. This side is right at 29, or if you want to call it 28 7/8. Let me see, put it right in the middle. Nah, in the middle it's still 29. Right now it's 29 1/8. So let's measure the other side. It should be the same, so 29 1/8. Let me bring y'all over here. 29 1/8. It might not be the same. They were slightly off by like 1/8. So this one, if anything, is 29 or maybe, yes, it's 29. This is like a 1/2 inch off now. It's 29 5/8. All right. But I want to drop both sides a little bit more anyway. So what I ended up doing was going from 3 inches to 2 inches, no, 2.5 inches on my measurements under the car. So let me get under there. I'm gonna jack the car up. I'm gonna get under there. I'm gonna bring both sides down to 2 inches on the coilover, the locking nut down to the bottom of the threads on the shock. That measurement's gonna be 2 inches. So let me set you up and I'm gonna do that real quick. All right, so not to bore y'all with this again, but I did go and get some 3/8 breaker bars so that I can use on these. I still don't like it because they swivel, but at least it won't ratchet when I'm trying to use them. So, shit, I didn't get my tape measure. Well, I did get it, but I left it up here. Let me grab that real quick so I can double check the measurement. I'm gonna try to drop it down another 1/2 inch from where I got it currently from here. So this should be 2.5. Actually, it's a little bit, yeah. So 2.5. So I'm gonna drop it another 1/2 inch from here. So let's see if I can use these spanner wrenches the way I intended when I, probably not. It's probably still gonna, I need to turn it the other way, don't I? Yep, well, I guess it don't matter. Damn it. Yeah, it's probably better off using these without a wrench. I mean, without a handle. Since the handle is freaking flipping flopping. Because I can just do it like this. Let me see. Oh no, I gotta do it like this. And then this one goes. I'm trying to loosen it right now. So break it loose. Wait, is that tightening it? It is tightening it. Duh. Goofy. So I just wasted $40 on those breaker bars, even though I'm sure I'll use them for something. Okay, so there we go. So we're gonna turn that down till this reading gets to the 2, and then we'll snug it up. So we'll basically put it right here, put that there, and it comes down. It may be too far because, like I say, the coil right now does still have some tension on it, but I think when I drop it right here, it's not gonna have any preload, so it's gonna be flopping, at least until I lower the car down. All right, that's right at 2. So let's turn this and bring that down and see. Cause see, it's loose now where it moves. So the further I lower it down, it gets up off that top hat. Let's see. See, it's moving. I don't like that, but we'll see how it looks when it drops. Should be okay. As long as it, nah, cause it's not centered on the, I don't like that. So that might be too low. But what I'll do is when I drop it, I'll try to watch it, because I don't think it's going to center back on that bolt up there. If y'all know what I'm talking about. The bolt on the top of the shock. Okay, so that's all the way down to lock it, and it's right at 2. I just don't like the way it should be alright though. Let me see. Let's lock this back, because if I like it, I'm not gonna mess with it again. Okay. All right, let's go to the other side, and then I'll cut y'all back on after I put the car back on the ground. All right, now it's, I don't know, it may be too low now. It looks like it's squatting a little bit. And y'all know I said I ain't like that. But that's as low as I can go. It's actually about an inch now from the, or inch and a quarter, I think, from here. So the other side looks a little higher, but I'm gonna just crank it up and roll it back a couple times and see. But I'll show y'all the final stance once I pull it out in the street. But I wanted to show y'all what else your boy been working on. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw the previews of this. But today is frigid cold. Let me show you. I got on, as they say, it's hoodie season. So yesterday was like the last day of this week before this temperature drop. So I took advantage of that and I did this. Yes, sir. We got the inner fender, or the fender jams, excuse me. I got a big ass run right there. I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, or I guess, yeah, that's a run. I would say it's not a sag because it actually got little ripples. So a nice run right there. I just went a little heavy handed on the clear. That part you will see when you open the door. So I may wet sand that and just do a light buff to bring the shine back, but I may smooth that out and fix that. So we got both of the fenders jammed out, turned out real nice. Let me bump you up here. Turned out real nice. I also did the license plate bracket or holder or whatever you call that thing right there. Got that painted, so that looks good. And I think that's all I painted yesterday in color. Today I had planned on repainting this this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it black. I know I did a poll on Instagram. Y'all said some of y'all said keep it. Most of y'all said keep it black. Some of y'all said body color. But this is the plan. Eventually, I'm gonna change my intake manifold, and when I do, I'm gonna paint that and the air intake tube, this pearl. But right now, it will stay black. So if we get a break in weather this week, I'll paint the intake tube, and I need to repaint the radiator cover, the top mount. So I did take that off and scuff that up. Mainly because I had to notch it a little bit more right here so that it clears the hood spring, because whenever I would pop the hood spring was rubbing right there, and it had already started cracking, chipping some of the paint. So that'll get resprayed. I'm trying to make sure I got everything that I need to paint black ready to go, so I don't have to be wasting material. Speaking of material, this clear coat that I'm using, let me show you which one it is. This is what I've used on this colors. So everything is Eurochem except for the actual pearl. Okay, so but this is the clear coat that I'm using, the high solids. But you know how y'all talk about the clear coat, if it's yellow in the cup or if it dries yellow? Well, I will say this one was yellow when I mixed it. It had a slight little yellow hue to it. But look at that. This is probably the best I've ever done with not wasting material. You see, this is all I had left after all of that. So I got my measurements down pretty good. But look at this. Look how clear that is. I know a lot of people were saying if it's yellow, because my House of Color clear coat, when it dried like this, it still had a yellow hue to it. This had a yellow hue before I sprayed it. In the cup, it was yellow. But as it cured, look at that. That's probably the best clear I've ever seen in person that hardened and not have a yellow tint to it. So Eurochem, high solids polyurethane. So I got a gallon of it left. I bought this quart just to do my jams. I might actually get another quart to finish up the underside of the hood, trunk, and the door jams on the car and the doors. I don't know, we'll see. I got enough material, but I may get some extra that way. At least I know I won't run out. So, but anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I wanna thank everybody for rocking with your boy. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I'm dropping the next video. Check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at PennyLS1. And just to FYI, I did start a members only section to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna post some how-to videos on that membership, in the membership, for members only. Mainly because I get a lot of questions on some of the stuff that I do, and it's literally in the video, and some people will still ask a question. So I'm gonna make these videos even more detailed and informative, but you have to be a member to watch it. So got any questions, hit me up on Instagram, shoot me a direct message, but y'all already know what it is. Until next time, PennyLS1. Holla at your boy.